Right, welcome back. It's Project Natter. Myself, David Pold, your host for this evening, and we have got none other than Martin Costello joining us. How we doing, Martin? All right?
Very good. Very hot and sticky, like you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we can't complain, mate. Can't complain. Got to enjoy it while it lasts. You know, English summer, 2 weeks of it, job done, isn't it? But yeah, it's sort of sticky. It reminds me of when I used to live in Darwin, sweating like a bloody. Well, I won't say that. We get banned. Anyway, right, boycotting England now. Unless if you've been under a rock, we've seen recently England been taking the knee, as other football um, teams in tournaments such as Chelsea and whatnot in the Champions League, been taking the knee to Black Lives Matter. Now, we all know Black Lives Matter is a political organisation, a neo-Marxist organisation at that, and that's why I'm boycotting England because we've got alternatives that they could get behind, alternative organisations, but they chose Black Lives Matter. What's been your take on seeing this, Martin?
Well, I just it's a sad day, isn't it, when we've got to boycott our own national team because they've got political. It's you may have seen the picture floating about when the England team were doing the Nazi salute back in the 1930s.
Oh yeah.
Political stuff was not welcome then, and it's not welcome now. We
Mm.
go to the football to get away from this sort of thing. So we put all our political differences aside and support our clubs and our
Mm.
countries. The way that they've embraced this is sick of me. And to be honest, I don't actually think they know what the problem is. I think they genuinely think that people booing it are racist when they're not. It's got
Mm.
nothing to do with that at all. What we're booing, and I urge everyone to boo, is the fact that they're supporting a group that wants to defund the police, cause all
Mm.
sorts of riots and disruption, and are doing nothing but raising racial tensions by bringing up something that wasn't really an issue before, but they're making an issue of it. I think they're the real racists, to be honest.
Well, they are. We know that. These neo-Marxists. The original oppressor with socialism, if you like, was the employer. But now they've got a new oppressor, which is the white man. Anything to do with white men, that's it. But you hit the nail on the head there, Martin. Just now, you just said, football brings people together. Now, it's the greatest sport in the world, invented by the greatest people in the world, and it literally does bring people together. I mean, this is a worldwide sport, and people from all different walks of life, different backgrounds, all come together to cheer on a team. We've got people on our teams from all across the planet, you know, and that's what brings people together. But now the Marxists have managed to worm their way into this, and cause division um, in the greatest sport, I'd say, in the world. And for me, that's why I'm putting. But let's take a look at this, Martin. Now, he's quite taken back about how loud that was. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised?
Not at all. You wait until till those stadiums are full. That'll be the largest boo that you'll hear for a very long time, and rightly so. Paying spectators have got a right to show the disapproval for us. And as you know, the wonderful Gary Lineker, once again, completely out of touch with the common man, isn't he? He just doesn't get it. He does not understand what the issue is here. And surprise, surprise, he pops his head out of the toilet like a turd that won't flush because it's people like this that are just stoking things up. He just can't seem to help himself, can he?
Like
He's
a turd that won't flush. Yeah, I mean that's
oh
an accurate description if there ever was one. But yeah, I mean you're bang on in mind. I mean, listen, mate. I mean, you just stayed there. That was man. They're a political organisation. But then if we look at the current history of Black Lives Matter before we go back to um, Barack Obama when he was president, there was a Black Lives Matter um, guy who shot dead them policemen. I don't remember that. Um, they've caused terror and they've caused uh, looting and rioting and they've vandalized all sorts of stuff and, and apparently if you boo them, you're the reason why the player are taking a knee. But we already know we've already got, you know, organisations in place that are against racism, have been around for a while. But
Exactly, and
yeah,
then you bring on to the point though, like with the unfortunate, the terrible shooting of Sasha Johnson a few weeks ago, and I really wish her a speedy recovery. That is absolutely a horrible thing to happen to anyone, and
mm,
anyone who knows anything about it should certainly contact the police. But
mm,
once again, one of the biggest racists in this country, Diane Abbott, straight away pipes in, you know, claiming that it's a racist attack without even knowing the full details. That
mm.
is bigotry, and stacks of it. These are the problem people in our country that are causing lots of issues. So you
Yeah, I
got some.
mean, a lot of them they try and make it they can't see why, you know, the fans are booing. But then, you know, take a look at this picture here. We've got Winston Churchill here, our national hero. You know, and they desecrated that. You know, literally. You know, they vandalised war memorials. We saw what happened to Winston Churchill on like 3 occasions that he can't allow it to be vandalised.
Mm,
And they want us to cheer. They want us to cheer them on because they're taking a knee to these people. Are they
yeah,
crazy or?
they must be. And I'll tell you what, I'm put off of supporting England now, and I hate to say that these overpaid people who are just so out of touch with the normal man. You know, they think they know what's best for us, and we're paying their wages, and they're just insulting our heritage and our history. They're not role models at all, none at all. They say we have to border up our own statues in this country. And we see that image there of another horrible. Wow, that's got to be some sort of racism, isn't it? Burning our national flag. I find that highly offensive. On the
Yeah.
cenotaph, though, of all places, the
Mm.
monument where of people of all races and walks of life died for our freedom from all over the world, and that's how they remember them. My God, what will those people think?
Well, I mean that's a Marxist trait, though, isn't it, Martin? You know, they mug off our servicemen who have, you know, served our country, or should I say countries in the Western world, from here to America and, you know, even Australia and whatnot. Um, but that's what they do. You know, they don't anything that's patriotic, anything that can be seen as patriotic, they just mug it off. And
Mm,
we see that recently in America with Joe Biden and Comrade Harris. They didn't even acknowledge D-Day.
mm.
They didn't even acknowledge D-Day. And in fact, she tweeted saying, "Enjoyed a long weekend," when it was, you know, the uh, some veterans weekend out there. But
Exactly.
this is what they want us to be, you know, cheering on,
Mm.
erasing our
Disgusting.
history, and
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. It does. Whatever bad's happened in the past, we can't rewrite history, but we need to learn from it and move on, whether it's right or wrong.
mm,
You know, and Sasha Johnson saying things like this. Like I said, I hope she has a speedy recovery. That's absolutely terrible what happened to her. But I mean, saying things like that, tweet that he got up now, that is racist. There is no doubt about that, and there's no room in our welcoming society for any form of racism.
well, this is it. So this is Sasha Johnson, you know, leader of the UK Black Lives Matter. You know, she recently got a belly button in the head, obviously run up her mouth to the wrong person, and I don't agree with what happened to her either. I've said that in a previous video. Um, but this is no, this is look at this tweet. You know, she was removed from Twitter for this. You know, the
Mm,
white man will not be our equal, but our slave. History is changing. No justice, no peace. Now, this is Black Lives Matter.
mm,
This is what they're taking the knee to, and they're
mm,
wondering why they're getting booed, and they're
mm,
calling people racist for booing the players that are taking the knee to this shit.
mm.
You couldn't make it up.
No, they're just so out of. They're so detached from reality, sitting in their ivory towers, lecturing us. They just do know what it's like. And as you mentioned, that was a much better campaign, the Kick It Out campaign. They did a fantastic job. Apparently, I heard it went a bit wayward in the end, but it certainly started out with the right intentions. You know, what's the kneeling down for a few seconds? What does that say? It says nothing,
Nothing.
absolutely nothing. Actions speak louder than words. You know, if they
And
want to
your near
stop,
Marxist salute, Martin. Let's not forget the
oh,
old fist as well. You know.
Oh, that's got to be thrown. That's got to be thrown in, is it? They just haven't got a clue. Like I said, they're no different to those England players out in Germany in the 1930s. Exactly the same. You know, most people are decent people. There's very few racists around now, but it just seems to be those ones that call other racists are the real racists because they're the ones bringing up the problems. When there's no problems. We see everyone the same. They're making a point of other people's colour of skin. Nobody else is. You know, it's disgusting. Kick it out.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, that's the campaign they should be getting behind. It should be getting behind, kick it out, you know, and that's what it's there for. You know, it's been there, as it says there, 25 years they've been campaigning. And, you know, and in football, you know, there is a lot of abuse of players, regardless of race, just, you know, abuse in general. It's that kind of game, you know, it's as I say, it's a gentleman's game watched by thugs. But you know, this campaign's been around for 25 years, so why not get behind, kick it out? Why do we have to? You know, they've been taking the knee since June, and that's when, you know, we saw the rise of Black Lives Matter again after, you know, George Floyd died, and they've been using that ever since then to stir up racial hatred, stir up trouble, you know, stir up division, and that's what these neo-Marxists do. People need to wake up to that. And, you know, really smell the communism.
I like that one. No, you're spot on.
So what you did? Are you going to watch the game? So we've got a game on Sunday. Are you watching the game Sunday, or you boycott?
Well, I won't be actually, because I won't be supporting any team that takes a knee, and I won't be watching that rubbish. I'll keep it firmly switched off. I don't have a TV license anyway, because I don't want to fund the BBC pedo ring. But actually, on Sunday, for those who are interested, I shall be in Farringdon Road Park in Swindon. We've got a big freedom rally. We've got a range of doctors there, including a former doctor from the WHO to spill the beans, and none other than Piers Corbyn coming down. So I won't be sat in there cheering on a load of losers taking the knee. I'll be out doing something proactive, fighting for our freedom.
Well, I'll be working. As you know, I've got a security company. I supply security to doors and whatnot, and pubs and whatnot. And I noticed in the last game, Martin, it was empty. They took the knee and people left. And I was saying to customers, you know, are you not staying for the game? And they said no.
Yeah.
And we know why.
Definitely. Everyone walk out. Don't watch that rubbish. Switch it off. If you watch them, watching those adverts, you're paying them, you know? We can't be having this. You're funding that. You're funding these people who've got Marxist ideologies that are incompatible with us patriots. You know, it's a very bad ideology. Switch it off. Kick them where it hurts, in the wallet.
Totally agree. And that's exactly what we've got to do. Just switch off. Don't watch it. And they'll soon, once the views start going down, they'll soon realise they've made a mistake.
Vote with your feet.
Martin, thanks again for your time, mate. Just a quick one, but appreciate your input and your thoughts. And I'll speak to you again soon.
Take care.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here, and like, share, and all that game, yeah?